Right, so highest common factor and lowest common multiple. I've got a question here. It says, what is the highest common factor and lowest common multiple of 24 and 40? Okay, so if approached with this question, first thing we need to do is to write 24 and 40, both of them, as a product of their prime factors. So we start with 24. Okay, so we have 2 of course goes into 24. Okay, 2 goes into 24 12 times. 2 goes into 12 6 times. 2 goes into 6 3 times, and 3 goes into 3 once. Okay, as soon as we end up with 1 there, of course, we finish, and we've got our prime factorization here. So 24 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. We can put this in index form. That's 2 cubed times 3. Okay, but we actually find it easier to use this calculation now when we look for the highest common factor and lowest common multiple. Okay, so next one then, 40. Okay, so with 40, again we'll start with 2. Okay, so 2 goes into 40 twice. 2 goes into 40 20 times. 2 again goes into 20 10 times. 2 goes into 10 5 times. And of course 5 goes into 10 once. So 40 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 5, and that will equal 2 cubed times 5. Okay, so both calculations there. Now to find the highest common factor and lowest common multiple, there are a few ways to do it, but the best way, the easiest way, is to use a Venn diagram. Okay, so even though this is a little bit of work, so you have to construct the Venn diagram, it's actually well worthwhile. Okay, so with the Venn diagram we've got our box, and inside that box then we've got 2 overlapping circles. Okay, now the first circle we'll say will represent 24, and the second circle then will represent 40. Okay, now what I find helpful is if we rewrite 24 right underneath the prime factorization of it. So that's 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, and then 40 then 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. Okay, so in our Venn diagram then, okay, what you need to do is first of all work from the center outwards. Okay, so the center here is the overlap. Okay, the overlap of 20 and 40, what's common to both of them. And you can see here that 2, okay, let's see if there's a matching 2 in 40, and there is, isn't there? So that 2, okay, we can pair up with that 2, and because it's common to both of them, it will go in the center. Okay, this 2, well that's common with it, that partners up with that 2, yeah, so it's common to both of them again, so we can put another 2 in the center. Alright, and then this 2, that 2 is partnered up with that 2, okay, so we can put another 2 in the center. Alright, now when we look at 24, now we're left with a 3, and we ask ourselves, is it in here? Can it pair up with a 3 in here? And it can't. So we've just got 3 belonging to 24 alone, so we'll go in that part of the circle, okay, that just belongs to 24 and not the overlap. And then we finish with 24. We look at 40, we've just got 5, haven't we? 5, and that just belongs to 40. Now to get the highest common factor, it's really easy from your Venn diagram. All you've got to do for the highest common factor, okay, is these in here, okay, where it's common to both of them, you just multiply them together. So that'll be 2 times 2 times 2, okay, which of course is 8. And for the lowest common multiple, okay, all you've got to do for the lowest common multiple is just multiply all of them together. All of them together. So you'll have 3 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. Okay, so it's a large calculation. If you break it down, you'll get there. 3 times 2 is 6, times 2 is 12, times 2 is 24, and 24 times 5, if you work that out, you end up with 120. So lowest common multiple is 120. And if you think about it, 40, you know that goes into 120. And also 24 does as well, with some calculations. Okay, question 2 says express the highest common factor and lowest common multiple of 18 and 30 as a product of prime numbers in index form. So again, we go same approach. Okay, 18, so you start with prime factorizing 18, so 2 goes into 18, doesn't it, 9 times. Then you've got 9, or 3 goes into 9 3 times, and then you've got 3 goes into 3 once. So 18 is 2 times 3 times 3. And then you've got the other one then, 30. Okay, so it's 30. 2 goes into 30 15 times. 3 goes into 15 5 times. And of course 5 goes into 5 once. So 30 is 2 times 3 times 5. So again, you get your Venn diagram. Okay, 2 overlapping circles. This one can represent 18, this one can represent 30, and underneath, as I said, just rewrite the prime factorization of 18 and 30. Okay, so let's see if we started with 18, 2, yeah, that partners with that 2 there, so that can go in the overlap because it's common to both. 3, yeah, that's common to both. Okay, so that can go in the overlap. This 3 then, well, no, there's no more 3s here, so that just belongs to 18. And then that 5 then, it just belongs to the 30. Okay, so again, same process. Highest common factor, where the overlap is, common to both of them, just times them together. So 2 times 3 is 6. And then lowest common multiple, times all of them together. 3 times 2 times 3 times 5. So 3 times 2 is 6. Times 3 is 18. Times 5 is 90. Okay, that's the lowest common multiple. But of course, if we do go back to check the question, going to see if I've answered it right. Of course, here they're asking for them in index form. So whereas I actually worked them out, all I needed to do was to write them in index form. So I went one step too far here. So highest common factor is just 2 times 3. Okay, and then the lowest common multiple is 2 times 3 squared times 5. Okay, that's what they wanted. They wanted it in index form, so that's how you should leave it in that case. Last question. Part A says express, this is the proper exam question here now, express 120 as a product of prime numbers in index form. Okay, so we start off with 2 again, because that goes into 120, doesn't it? 60 times. 2 goes into 60 30 times. 2 goes into 30 15 times. 3 goes into 15 5 times. And 5 goes into 5 once. So 120 is 2 times 2 times 3. Sorry, so 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. Okay, and in index form, that would be 2 cubed times 3 times 5. Okay, now part B, it says the number 168 can be expressed as 2 cubed times 3 times 7. Using this fact, use your answer to A to write down the highest common factor of the numbers 120 and 168. So we've got 168 given to us. Again, right? I know they've got lines here. We could use the Venn diagram, okay? The Venn diagram approach. And that will help us. They're only asking for the highest common factor in this instance, so 168 here, 120 here. So 168 equals, so we've got that there, 2 cubed. We'll write it out in full, because I think that's easier. And then you've got 120, which we worked out before, is at the top there, 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. Okay, now you could see here, they're very similar, aren't they? In fact, all of these here are common to all of these here. So we're going to have quite a lot in this center here, 2, 2, 2, 3. Okay, because I can pair up the 2's, 3 of them, and I can pair up the 3's. Okay, we're left with 7 then, that just belongs to 168. And we're left with a 5, that belongs to the 120. To get the highest common factor then, don't forget, all you've got to do is multiply the overlap here, what's common. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Work that out. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 3 is 24. So there's your highest common factor for 168 and 120.